You know you're supposed to use both of those at once, right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure how.
Yeah, there's a lot of information you have to know, but it's easy once you get the basics down. You can place your compass on the map's edge, lining up north. From there, you find common locations such as marked spots on the trail or common landmarks. Using these landmarks and their markers on the map, you can find your approximate location. You do this through these steps. Start by finding a landmark that you can also identify on your map. So 1, hold the compass flat with the direction of travel, arrow pointing away from you and directly at the landmark. Now, rotate the bezel where the directions are until the magnetized needle is inside the orienting arrow. 3, look at the index line to read the bearing you've just captured. Then you can apply those measurements to find your approximate location. I'm not sure what to make of the map though.
You don't understand the map?
Not really.
Well, there are 3 types of maps: general reference maps, topographic maps, and orienteering maps. This one is a general reference map.
What's the difference?
General reference maps give you the locations of roads, trails, landmarks, and their names. A topographical map will give you elevation, land features, and outline of those features. One downside to these maps is that they sometimes don't include landmarks or trail information. Orienteering maps are maps tailor-made for orienteering. They use specific map symbols provided by the International Orienteering Federation. Unlike topographical maps, orienteering maps adjust for declination. However, the downside to these maps is that they may be missing key features or are only available in certain areas. All the maps can be found physically and digitally.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do I use the map?
Well, here's how to do it. On maps that require so, adjust for declination. First, find the indication of the declination, which is usually indicated at the bottom of the map. Then adjust the heading of the compass depending on the direction of the declination. If it is easterly, add the necessary degrees. If the declination is westerly, subtract the necessary degrees. This should line up magnetic north with the magnetic north marking on the compass. From there, use a ruler to draw a line on the map from top to bottom. This should be parallel to the magnetic north arrow at the bottom of the map. On the map, there is also a compass rose and key. This gives you a basic idea of north, south, east, and west, and the symbols on the map. Give it a try.
Yep. I think we're not too far out from our campsite.
I wonder how Bailey and Liam are doing.
I hope they didn't get lost.
I think we're lost.
Well, maybe if you hadn't forgotten the map.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't do everything.
Fine!
Okay, I'm sorry for yelling.
Me too. There has to be some sort of alternative. Don't you have something on your phone, like an orienting app?
I do have Apple Maps, but I do have 4 bars, so I could download one.
Awesome. There are a couple of options. Some good picks would be Gaia GPS and All Trails, since they are trail-specific apps. Gaia GPS and All Trails have more traditional topographic maps. If you don't have those 2 apps, Google Earth can provide a somewhat comprehensive view of your area. Surprisingly enough, if you are in a national park and your phone has a good enough GPS signal, Pokemon Go has got you covered, since a good number of trails have been added to the game provided by the National Park Foundation in 2018. So...
I can't get the App Store to work. I tried Pokemon Go, but there's too little signal. Okay, let me think. Wait, I totally forgot. I have my GPS.
All I need to do is calibrate my GPS so it can pinpoint my longitude and latitude. From there, I can use this GPS's onboard map feature to guide us.
Wait, I thought GPS only did pre-planned routes as well as longitude and latitude.
Some of them only do that. Depending on how much money you are willing to fork over, you can get a GPS with all of the bells and whistles. The only downside to one of those more complex ones is that their battery life may be much lower. Okay, I got it pinpointed. Let's go that way.
I think we're lost.
Why are we always getting lost?
It's because our equipment always breaks down at the worst times and the batteries are always dead.
What's the chance of all of our equipment methods for navigating breaking at the same time?
Well, it's more likely than you think.
Where did you come from?
That's not what's important, though. What's important is that you guys need to be able to navigate when your compass and or GPS system fails, because there are cases where these systems do fail. Thus, you must be able to navigate the old school way, with the skies.
The skies?
Like a sailor?
Exactly. Before GPS and compass, sailors and navigators use the skies to navigate. To briefly explain, during the day you would use the position of the sun in the sky and the position of the stars at night. This example will be for the northern hemisphere. Essentially, the sun always flows from east to west. Look for the sun moving east to west. Line yourself up so that east to west movement is left to right. That left to right plane is south. Thus, you can find north by turning 180 degrees. In the northern hemisphere at night, you want to find the star Polaris. Polaris is the closest star in the night sky to the North Pole that is also circumpolar, or visible at all times of the year. To find Polaris, you find Ursa Major, which includes the Big Dipper, and go straight up from the last star on the right side. Polaris is also the last star on the handle of the Little Dipper. Polaris gives you north, thus giving you your cardinal directions.
So the trailhead should be that way.
Thank you so much for helping us.
No problem. Having the ability to navigate is key to being able to hike safely and having fun. This was just a brief explanation of hiking navigation. For a more in-depth understanding of hiking navigation, I recommend checking out the resource links in the description below. Stay safe, have fun, and happy trails to you.